Hey everyone, this is Stuart, Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. We're taking a break from our yard work today. We mowed the lawn, put our red mulch in the middle of the property there in the bushes. And yeah, we're taking a break from all of our yard work. And just talking an experience I've had. So this is not unique to ham radio at all. It's across the business world in its entirety. Something that I always teach my staff when I was running my three businesses was no matter what the client wants, always acknowledge their request. No matter how big, no how small, no matter what time of day it is, always acknowledge the client request. At least the bare minimum say, you know what, I got this, I'll look into it tomorrow, and then deal with it. You don't have to deal with it right there, but at least let them know that you've got it under control. And then when you say you're going to do something, make sure it's done by that time. So I'm not going to mention any names, at all, but I'm dealing with a particular ham radio vendor on a project. And the project, I did something stupid, okay? It was entirely my fault. I broke something. So being the good client or customer that I am, I called the particular vendor and say, look, hey, I screwed this up. I'm willing to pay for it to get a replacement piece of kit that I need to complete the certain project that I'm working on. So this was on Tuesday. It's Friday today. The particular ham radio vendor that I was dealing with answered his or her phone, immediately acknowledged the problem, and said, yeah, this is what the issue is. Take some pictures just so that I can verify that what you're describing to me is the part that you need. So I did that. I told him I'll get him a couple photos in a couple hours, which really only an hour later I got the photos to him. No response, no acknowledgement that the photos were received, nothing. So the next day, and I'm 3 hours ahead of this company, so I'm respectful of time zones. The next day I call midday their time. I said, hey, what's going on with my request? I sent you the photos last night, and the particular person had to go through their emails because they never even looked at their email to say what it was. So immediately, but on a positive note, they did answer the phone right away again. That's consistent throughout this whole process, that this person has answered the phone every single time I called. So that's a plus. But where it falls apart is the execution. So I had to remind him again and say, hey, here's what I need. I want to get some extras of this. I think I broke something in addition. He said, no worries. That's nothing major. I got a couple of those kicking around too. And yeah, we screwed up the original order, so we're going to correct something that we screwed up. So that was good. They admitted to that. Anyway, that was Wednesday. I let yesterday slide. It's Friday today. I just called the vendor again and say, hey, what's going on? I haven't got my PayPal invoice. Has my product shipped? I got to get this project finished. I want to test it, make sure everything's good. They just find out that they're out of stock. It's Friday. You think you would have been noticed that you're out of stock on Wednesday, at least when I called you. So now they got to order a couple more of these pieces, the 10 of them that I need. And that's going to be another couple of days. So, I won't call Monday, but I will call on Wednesday, for example. Say, hey, do those parts come in? Where is my PayPal invoice? I want these parts. It's your product that I'm trying to rectify here. I admit I'm at fault, so I'm willing to pay for the pieces that I broke to get them replaced. No problem. I'm a fair person that way. I'll pay if I break something and that's my fault. I'm going to pay. They're not like they're thousands of dollars. We're talking about like a $10 piece. Not very expensive at all. But the moral of the story is this. And if you're in just business outside of ham radio, or if you're a ham radio vendor, your customer has to be a priority. And again, you don't have to come say, I'm going to fix it right away. I do that with the historical sites on the air and with the Victor Echo Fox Group. If somebody emails me, last night I had a guy in Vancouver email me, hey, can I get these couple historical sites added? Hey, no worries, I'll look at it in the morning. He responded back with, hey, Stuart, that's a super quick response. Well, that's just the way I roll, folks. That's the way I roll in business. Always fast. Be first to market. Always, always, always. Anyway, so this morning I got those historical sites added, and I emailed them back and say, hey, those 2 sites that you wanted are added to the database. Have fun. The same thing has to happen in your ham radio business or any small business. You need to be first. You need to take care of your customer. You got to make sure your customers feel that they are a priority. And in this situation here, although the person's answered the phone every single time I called, I think it falls flat after that. And I'm not going to mention any names because I don't think that's right, because, they haven't done anything seriously wrong other than forget to take care of the needs that I have after they get off the phone with me. But I still stand behind the product. I think when I had it up and running, it worked great. I screwed it up. You know, not their fault, my fault. Anyway, but the moral of the story here is you're a ham radio vendor or any small business. Make sure you take care of your clients' needs, your customers' needs. Because if you don't, somebody else will. If there was another manufacturer made these pieces of equipment that I need to make this project work, you think I would have ordered it by now? Absolutely. Could I jerry rig something to make it work? Yeah, probably. Can I buy shock cord at the Home Hardware down the street? Probably. I got bungee cords right here. The shock cords are the same as the bungee cords, right? So, yeah, stay tuned. I'll let you know how this goes because I'll be testing it and putting a video on the air when I get it all up and running. Anyway, I'm Stuart Victor Echo 9 Charlie Foxtrot. Sorry about my ramblings here, but I just got to make sure that if you're a ham radio vendor or any small business owner, just take care of your darn customers, please. Because you know what? There ain't very many of us that are willing to pay for the product and service that you have out there. So you better take care of the ones that want to pay you for your products and services. That's all I got to say. See you guys later.